Hello, dear friends. We are happy to connect once again with each one of you today. A beautiful day as it is. Let's begin with a lovely topic and with our special guest and celebrity who is giving her time and energy to focus on your growth, on our growth, and as well as to make the world a better place. In this way, we connect every day with our special celebrity, Miss Darshini Shivakumar. Thank you, ma'am, for being our guest of honor today yet again with a beautiful topic called as goal setting. Welcome, ma'am, to the platform.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to share more in the coming days.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We are really privileged and honored to have your presence and your time. And of course, the positive energy that you spread across our channel and as well as across the world.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Dear friends, we'll get into the topic without much delay, and that is goal settings. Why should we set our goals and for what? Do we need to achieve something in life or just you're going with the flow? You don't know what your goals are. So today, let's go a little deeper and understand and focus on this important topic called as goal setting. Are you ready, friends? Come on, we'll dive into the session and get to know more from our celebrity and resource person for the day, Miss Darshini Shivakumar. Yes, ma'am, the first question coming up for you and for the audience who are here at present and as well as our virtual audience. Dear ma'am, the first question, what is goal setting? In simple terms.
Okay, let me start this definition by giving an example. When a child is born, he or she cries for milk. As a child, that is the first goal for an individual to start with. So goal setting is nothing but whatever you want to achieve on a day-to-day basis. And when you start achieving that, and that itself becomes your goal, from folding your bed sheet when you wake up to, making your bed in the morning, it can be the smallest of the tasks, even that is a goal. In my perspective, goal is something that we need to take action right here, right now, not in the future, but right now we have to take. Yes, you can plan, you can set goals, but for that, what are you doing right here, right now? That is more important. And that is goal setting for me.
Yes, dear ma'am, thank you so much. That's really beautiful and nice of you to share that. Ma'am, what are the steps involved in goal setting? Are there any steps?
Yes, in simple term or in a layman's language. See, when we say steps, what is the first step? We need to know what the goal is or what the goal should be. Goal should be not something that other person tells you and you do it. From your side, what is that you want to achieve on each day? Once you know what is your bigger goal, we break it down into smaller achievable tasks which you'll be able to complete. It can be a task which involves, where you have to do on a daily basis, where you might have to evaluate yourself on a daily basis. It can be daily evaluation, weekly evaluation, and monthly evaluation. It can go in these 3 stages. But at the end of the day, it's how you set the goal and how you get it done. And that will be the steps. But don't set a goal that is not realistic to achieve and, overwhelm yourself. Rather, set yourself goals which you can achieve, which will gain you confidence. And also, you can assure yourself that you are also able to achieve things.
Great, ma'am. Great, dear. That's very nice. Dear ma'am, do we need commitment in order when we set goals? Is there an amount of commitment that we have to put in? Should we be committed to our goals or not? Because we've seen many of us, especially New Year, we have all set our goals. I am doing this, and this. But as the days pass by, we are not focusing on our goals. So do we need commitment to be there continuously? And if yes, how?
Thank you for this question. Yes, definitely it needs commitment. I'll tell you why. I'm not a person who waits for New Year to begin something new or begin a habit. Why don't you start the habit right here, right now, and make it a habit before 2024 hits you or the new year it hits you? Start it, make it a habit, or develop that habit right here, right now, from today onwards. And see, when you yourself are setting a goal, if you are not committed, how much ever accountable you keep to other people, they cannot do anything, because you have to make your goal a reality, and that starts with you. So commitment is definitely required, and the commitment also comes with discipline.
Wonderful. Commitment and discipline. You have to discipline yourself and be committed to your goal. Wonderful,
Yes.
dear ma'am. Dear ma'am, is there any action plan with regard to goal setting?
Yes, because without an action plan, you will be not able to, get the goal into reality or in place or achieve it for yourself. Say, for example, you're going on a vacation, but you have not decided the destination where you want to go. You've gone a long ride in your car, or, in your car basically, and you don't know your vacation destination. You'll be still roaming in your own city. Rather, if you know your destination and you know what are you going to do, how much ever days you pick up. Because without an action plan, you will be not able to do what you want to do. So basically, action plan is required. And yes, it changes from person to person depending on the goal.
Yes, dear, that's nice. It changes from person to person depending on their goals. Dear ma'am, we
Yes.
found like this many of our friends, our colleagues, our clients as well, and our audience as well, sharing with us that we have the goal. The goal is, very visible to us. We've already planned, everything is fine. But when we want to reach our goals, we have different distractions coming in the way. So how do we focus on that? Sometimes we shift our focus on our goals and we are distracted. How to come back on track?
I always say one thing for anyone who wants to achieve something. Everybody starts with so much of enthusiasm, so much of motivation. But on the process, somewhere one failure, one roadblock they hit, they give up. But here I invite you to think that always remember, when you want to, when you feel like quitting something, remember why you started doing that particular, or you took up that goal for. Roadblocks, distractions, it will all be there. But at the end of the day, it is basically where your attention goes, your energy flows. So basically, divert the attention and get yourself focused, because getting your focus is in your hands. Nobody else can do that for you. So how you can achieve this is, you can limit your screen time, the time you spend on social media, or the time you spend on Netflix, or whatever it is. See, I'm not saying that it is wrong to do all these things. It's not that. But it is more of disciplining yourself with set time limits to each and every activity you are engaging yourself into.
Great.
That's how you tackle this up.
Yes, dear. Wonderful, ma'am. Thank you so much. Definitely we'll follow the tips that you've shared. We have one more question, very, all the time, going in our mind. I have my goal in mind. I want to achieve my goal. But my plan the plan that I had, the method or technique which I, followed all these days, that is not helping me to reach my goal. I have failed in the planning strategy. Now, if plan A fails, what next? I had only one plan in mind and I did not reach my goal. And that's causing me a lot of stress. So how could that be dealt? There are many people who give up, right? When they're trying to reach their goals and they're on that path. And when they meet up with failure, they give up on their goals. So is there a way to come out? Is there a plan B or C or maybe, and so on?
Okay. I'll start with an example here. You decide on a goal, but when you decide on that goal, first you need to think of whether it is Whether are you setting an unrealistic goal and trying to achieve that, or are you setting a realistic goal and trying to achieve that? There's a difference between setting an unrealistic goal versus setting a realistic goal. But realistic according to that individual. What is realistic according to that individual? If that individual knows his or her capacity, only they'll be able to work towards what they're working for. Otherwise, they'll not be able to. Say, for example, let me take weight loss as an example. In 1 month, you want to reduce 20 kgs. Is it even a realistic goal?
No,
No.
absolutely not.
Say, in 2 months, you want to reduce 2 to 5 kgs, still it's possible. That is a realistic one. Okay, when you say you want to reduce weight, you want to reduce weight by when? By when do you see yourself in that weight? I'll give you 2 statements. Tell me which one you think will be realistic to you. I want to reduce 20 kgs versus I want to reduce 20 kgs in next 6 months.
The second option.
Second option. Simple as that. So whenever you're setting a goal, make sure that you give it a deadline. It is basic, or it's the basic framework to any goals or whatever you do with your life. You need to set yourself deadlines. And there are 2 other things. Certain people can be pain oriented, certain people can be pleasure oriented. Because our brains doesn't like pains, basically. So you have to, sometimes you'll have to push yourself to that extent of working or doing things to that extent. Because without you working for your goals, nobody's going to come and give that in your plate. That's what I want to say about this question right now.
Great, ma'am. There are a few questions like this, often asked. I'm very happy on that path where I am going to achieve my goals. I'm, treading on the path very carefully to achieve my goals. But there's something pulling me back. Maybe the relationship I am into, or maybe the family atmosphere at home, or maybe my friend circle, some type of a relationship issue. Maybe it may be your family or your spouse, or maybe your partner, or your girlfriend, or your boyfriend, or maybe your friend circle. They hold me back from achieving my goals. So what do I do when I face this situation? Sometimes I give into, what they request me to do. Instead of focusing on my goals, I divert my time for them. And hence my goals take a back seat.
See, when you want to achieve your goal, there are certain things which you have to look into. One is your environment. Second is time. Third is the people whom you are working with. See, there'll be a lot of people who will come and tell you that, you will be not able to do this. They'll come and tell you or give you reasons what is, it's impossible to achieve. Please don't fall into that kind of traps, because always there are people to pull you down, and there are always people who are there to, tell you don't do it. And if you go on believing whatever other people tell you, your life is gone for a toss. Rather, let them say whatever they want to say. Give them a deaf ear. Don't listen. Just say, okay, thank you for your suggestion or your feedback. And you keep doing whatever you have to keep doing. But your environment and the people whom you are, interacting on a daily basis, these 2 things matters more than anything else.
Great, ma'am. Great. There's a question in my mind that just popped up. The question is like this. Now we have certain set goals. We have set certain goals. Should we just keep them in our minds or journal them down, or, just put them up in small, sticky notes and paste them here and there, like whenever we pass around, like just to have a look at it and, get that affirmation. Yeah, these are my goals. Or just let it just be there in our brain, just like that. Or maybe when you open your journal, you can see, oh, these are my goals. So again, you have, a connection with it.
Do you think when you keep things in your mind that you'll work on it? I don't think so. You will never end up working for it. I would say put it somewhere, make it visible, write it on a sticky note or write it on a piece of paper. Also write it on your journal, but make sure it is visible somewhere. You constantly remind yourself what is your goal or where is that you want to go to. See, you must have heard a lot of stories of mountaineering people who goes for trek, hikes. Different mountains have different altitudes, will have different climatic conditions, they'll have different terrains to cross. Climbing up is a choice, but coming down is mandatory. So to see that beautiful view from the top, you have to go, you have to walk the difficult path or difficult terrain to reach the top. Yes, you can have multiple or 3 to 4 or 5 to 6 base camp where you want to rest. That is completely fine. But don't quit just because you are tired. When you are tired, learn to rest, not to quit. So keep it visible. That will become a drive for you to, work. Or if you feel writing is not helping, take pictures of people who are into similar industry, put it up along with your goal. That will also make, inspire you or motivate you to, but it all comes with discipline also. It doesn't just comes with motivation, it comes with discipline also.
Ma'am, there's a question here from one of our friends. She is a student and her name is Jasmine Carmel. And she says, ma'am, the question here is, I decide my goals, but my goals are being reset by my parents. If I say, this is what I want to do. Now, I'm a student as yet, she says. Now, I want to be a doctor. But my parents say, no, doctor, being in the medical field, just recently we had COVID. So it's not a positive, choice or not a positive. I mean, in their view, the parents' view, it's not good. You'll be in a lot of stress. You'll be at the service of humanity always. You'll not have time for yourself. So when I have set my goal on becoming a doctor, my parents try to influence me or try to change my thought pattern and divert my stream or my career into some other path. So what do I do when this is the case?
Okay. See, when will other people believe to what you do? When you give them the evidences that you have already done things. When you have not shown them what you can do, they keep trying to divert you from your own goal. No matter what they say, show them the results. For example, writing the entrance examination for medical or becoming a doctor. Prove them that you are able to do it. N number of people, again I'm telling you the same thing, N number of people will come and tell N number of things. See, this is what I want. And I believe that I can become this. For me, that self-belief, that self-confidence is enough. If you guys can support me, support. Otherwise, wait and watch how I get my things done. Simple. The parents will come and tell you, neighbors will come and tell you, your relatives will come and tell you, don't do this, don't do that. If you are really seeing yourself being there, go for it.
Yes, dear. Very nice. Ma'am, is there something called as visualization when we set goals? Could you explain that, dear?
Okay. Okay, when we say, I want to become a trainer or I want to become a doctor, any profession, any field of study you take up. When you say that you want to become someone, there'll be always role models or inspirational people who are in that particular field already. And you are envisioning that in your mind that you will reach there. So if you can visualize that, start, first thing when you get up in the morning, when your mind is fresh, instead of scrolling on your social media or something, sit, Close your eyes, take few deep breaths in and out. Start visualizing as to you reaching that place. What all needs to be done? What all feedbacks or what are the possibilities which can come on my way? Start visualizing that, or start visualizing the picture. When you get there, what does your life look like? Start visualizing that. Yes, visualization helps, but when you are visualizing, you need to be you need to feel that feeling of, when you reach there, how do you feel about it? You have to feel that when you are doing the visualization process. But it comes with consistency. Just doing one day and leaving it there, you won't reach. And yes, at the same time, you need to work for it. Very important.
Great, great, ma'am. Thank you, dear. That's really very nice. Dear ma'am, the next question coming up is from Preeti Sudhir from Pune. And she says, I failed to reach my goals. I have failed to reach my goals, and so I've changed my goals. So is that okay? Is that okay to change, keep on changing goals? Now, this was my goal to become a doctor. I failed in that, so I'm going to become an engineer. In that, if I, maybe she keeps on changing her goals every now and then. Is that a healthy sign? And she
Actually,
says, I've landed up nowhere now.
Actually, it's not a healthy sign in my perspective, because see, when one plan or one methodology doesn't work, doesn't mean that you can't reach your goal. Maybe you might have to try a different methodology. You might have to put a different action plan to reach your goal. Because see, mostly goals fail is because one is it was not written down. Second is it was not specific. It was not measurable to what all have you done on a daily basis to reach there. And that's why your goals, you're not able to achieve your goal. See, if you're changing your goals like your seasons, different seasons, different climate conditions, if you keep changing your goals like that, you will reach nowhere. And you need to allow yourself to do that exploration. If you keep yourself pulling yourself back, you yourself is stopping yourself from doing things. Why are you doing that? Either you will learn something or you'll gain an experience. So don't stop yourself from exploring things.
Yes, dear. Ma'am, I have a personal question from my side. Now, there were beautiful goals when I was a youngster. Okay? It's a general question. So as youngsters, we all have goals. We haven't achieved those goals during that phase. But now, in our later years, maybe in our 40s and 50s and maybe 60s and all the senior citizens as well, the goal is still there, but we are still trying to achieve that. Should we pursue those goals which we had earlier? Should we pursue them or let them just die down silently? Let it die a silent death. Or at this age, can I still pursue the goals that I had when I was a younger person?
See, if you know the action plan, if you know what you're supposed to do, you can achieve your goal at any given point of time. Any given point of time.
Yes, dear. I have one thing. Many of the housewives, they had beautiful goals, but unfortunately or fortunately, you say luckily or unluckily, or maybe as the rule goes by the book, they are married off soon. Most of the women are sisters. They are married off quickly and they have to give up on their goals. But once after marriage and giving birth to children, they again realize that they had goals earlier and now they want to work on those goals. Now, is there something that you could just share for them, for such type of audience that we have and people around the world?
Here, I'm gonna start this answer with a food of thought. When you decided to achieve something, if nobody has stopped you from doing what you want to do, if nothing like that has happened, maybe you yourself was stopping yourself from achieving the goal, or what was stopping you from achieving the goal. Even today, nobody's going to stop you from achieving the goal. You can still, but you will have to work for it. Nobody's going to come and give it in your plate. Nobody's going to do that. You will have to work for it. If you don't know how to, you put an action plan. Ask professionals or who are in the similar industry, or ask any of them. Someone will give you some guidance, or they direct you to the person whom someone can help you with. I'm saying, I'm encouraging you, please do not dump your goals. You have just one life, this thing. You ask that beautiful question almost in every interview: how you want to be remembered in this life or in this world? Ask yourself that question: how do you want yourself to be remembered? Because I'm saying life is like a book. Every page is what you write in it. And yes, there are uncertain situations that I completely understand, understandable. But wherever possible, make it a memorable one. But what you're writing in each page of your book, or which is called life, it's in your hands. It's not completely that, it is uncertain situations, but it's moreover in your hands.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, there's a question like this. A single parent, she's a mom. I wouldn't want to mention her name. She's a single parent. And she has achieved most of the goals through hard work, determination. She failed 100 times. She didn't receive any support, but she has achieved all her goals. And today her children look at her life journey. And they have taken that as a great example, and they have taken after her. So sometimes we could also say, like, parents also, when parents achieve their goals and they give a good example to their children, and children, derive that strength. My parents could do it, and I'm sure I could do it. So I guess parents should start showing the children the right way to achieve goals. Would you like to share something on this, ma'am? Parents, how they achieve their goals? Should they keep it open and discuss it with the family members? This is what I've done to achieve my goals. This is what you face and encounter. Should there be a broad discussion at home with the children? No matter, maybe the children maybe 5-6 years, could we involve them when we have achieved our goal as parents? Something like that.
See, definitely there should be discussions, but in the way, what they did, the action plan, what did they do to achieve that goal, that they can have as a discussion. They should actually. See, because, when a child is born, there are certain traits which they get from their mom. There are certain traits which they get from their dad. And there is a personality which they develop over the time as they grow. So if they feel a certain behavior is not the right way of, projecting things, first, as parents, they should change it if the child has to follow that. Very important. And you can't just expect the child to change if as parents, even they are projecting the same way. Yes, child can change over the time. If one day child comes back to you and says, you're also, behaving in the same way, then how should I change myself? If child comes and asks that question, then parents are responsible to give an answer for that. Because these days, children are very smart. Yes, so that's something I would say.
Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, here there's a beautiful example which I've just got about the KFC founder. Have you tasted KFC chicken?
Yes, I've watched that movie, in fact, the founder. Yes. They're in Amazon and Netflix. Not KFC, but McDonald's.
And here, there's a lovely question. This is a lovely tip that I'd like to share, or maybe something that I'd like to share, and we could discuss on that. Sure. At what age did he start KFC? The founder of KFC. So it's Colonel Harland Sanders founded the famous brand at the age of 62. So he had a goal in his mind to be an entrepreneur, right? And he did not give up that goal of becoming an entrepreneur. Even at the age of 62, he really created ripples in the food industry. And so I'd like you to just share something, because many of our, friends, irrespective of gender, due to one reason or the other, they might have, stopped their pursuit of their goals. But here with Mr. Sanders, the KFC founder, could we take and draw some inspiration to be focused on our goals? No matter what age you could achieve your goal. If you have not achieved it in your 20s or 30s, maybe in your 60s, that's a beautiful time. Anything to share on that, ma'am?
You take any personalities. I'm not just mentioning KFC here, but see, that's what I'm saying. You want to achieve something, go ahead and achieve. Age is never a barrier in goals of achieving things if you want to achieve. If you have the passion, if you can put your mind, heart, and soul in doing things and not get bored of it, then you can definitely go and do it. Okay, I'm not saying KFC particularly, but we must have heard of Walt Disney. One of his biggest creation, the Disney World. If he can bring up that kind of a thing, which is a multi-billion-dollar business today, where just, you can achieve this adrenaline rush or that feeling good factor through yoga and various other physical activities. Today, people go and spend money on, in amusement parks like Universal Studios, Disney World, anywhere. People are ready to spend. And how many times do you think Walt Disney must have failed? How many times? Multiple times or n number of times. You take any personality who's really doing well in their industry. Only few things. One is your consistency, discipline, and never give up attitude. That's where it's going to take you to places.
Yes, dear. Very nice, ma'am. Thank you so much. Dear ma'am, should we have only one goal or we can have more than one goal?
You can have more than one goal, but given the fact that it has to be specific and you have to be clear to what you do. See, you can have multiple goals, but what is your primary focus? Say you are into a profession and you are doing say you are into counseling. Don't try to, take a goal as such to become a lawyer, completely a different profession. That's not possible. It can, but it is even more time consuming, shifting your profession. But you can have more than one goal. You have to be specific as to how you are going to achieve them.
Yes, dear. Very nice. You can have more than one goal, my dear friends, but you have to have an action plan on how to achieve them. The next question, ma'am, here is, could you differentiate between a simple goal and a smart goal? Is there something like that, a simple goal and a smart goal? Or both are something similar?
See, both are, I would say, not similar. See, there are simple goals or there are difficult tasks and there are simple tasks also. But when you say smart goals, which has to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time bound. I'm saying for any goal, the basic thing has to be, it has to be specific and it has to be time bound, it has to be realistic. But realistic, if it is realistic according to the person, fine to go with. But when you're working with your goals, keep deadlines. Otherwise, you will not be able to achieve what you want to achieve.
Ma'am, there's something like this. If there is a clash between our personal goals and professional goals, what do we do? And this question is asked by Sudha Kumari. And she is from Nanded, Maharashtra. Yes, dear.
When do you think a clash happens? When do we think a clash when it comes to personal or your professional goal? When does a clash happens? Basically, personal goals has to be on the personal front. If it is clashing with your professional goals, basically there's some communication gap which is coming in. And that is what is bringing the clash. Or you are not completely clear with your role in an organization, which is bringing a clash in your personal front also, because you are not clear with what you want to do. That is where the clash comes. Basically, the communication is not clear, or your goals to both the sides is not clear. That's where the clash comes in.
Yes, Steve, that's really right. Very nice, ma'am. Now, ma'am, if there is someone who's unemployed, okay, he or she is in the 40s. Of course, this is a question from one of our male participants who would like to reveal the name. So he's in his 40s, and like he says, I'm still not employed anywhere, and I don't see the path clear in front of me, and I'm unable to focus on any goal. I feel disturbed and distracted, and I see most of my friends, my college batch, those friends of mine, they're all well settled, but still I'm not being able to get myself on that path where I could see a goal and focus on that. And I'm just here staying with my family members, with my sisters and brothers, and of course my parents are there, and that's how it's a joint family. So everything is okay. Financially I'm fine, but still I feel that emptiness within, because I'm not focusing on any particular goal. There's an emptiness in me.
First thing, what I would say here is explore yourself. Go do internships. When you start doing internships in various fields, you will come to know what is your liking or what is your calling as such. Until and unless you allow yourself to explore, put your hands into things which will allow you to learn. With that, doing that process itself, you will figure out what is your goal. And that emptiness comes with another reason. When your parents have given you more than what you need.
Oh, great. Wonderful.
When you have given with more than what you need, you may not find what is that you want. Because you've already given surplus. Nowadays, when kid asks something to her parents, they immediately get it for them. Instead of getting them immediately, let them ask you 4-5 times and know the value of the money which is being spent and value of the time which is being spent. Then only they'll come to understanding what is the importance of spending something on something.
Great, ma'am. Ma'am, we have another question coming up, ma'am, for you. This is from Janet Gopalan. Okay. And she is from Salem. And she says, I had to give up on my goals because my partner pressurized me. I had my mind in the educational sector, but he asked me to focus in the IT sector. And I had a tough time dealing with my newborn kid. I had to take care of my baby. But then if I was a teacher, if I would have been a teacher, I could have given all my time to my child and as well as focused on my career. But now he has pushed me into the corporate field where the time schedule is erratic and I'm not able to adjust my timings to look after my child. And I'm very angry with my spouse for making me shift my goal from the educational sector of being, some other, at the topmost level, maybe as a principal, I thought of being. I didn't get a chance there, but here in the corporate sector, of course, I have reached, that point of, being a manager. But still, I am not happy, and I can't forgive my husband because he's made me focus on a different goal, which affected my family life and it affected the life of my little child. My child, of course, is now 7 years old.
Thank you for bringing up this question. This is something many of them face. Okay. See, I don't see this as a negative situation, but rather think it in a different way, where maybe your husband must have thought that you start working under someone where you'll gain some experience which will help you to achieve where you want to go. That can be. Or herself, she has not brought that discussion in front of her husband that she's not even disclosed that she wants to get into this. Maybe she has not communicated what she wants. If she has not communicated what she wants, how will the husband know that, she wants to get into this?
I'd like to interrupt you here, ma'am. She says she communicated very clearly that she doesn't want to shift from the teaching field, the educational field, to the IT sector field. Okay, she very clearly let that out to him, but he pressurized her, saying that you will get a higher package. And of course, she's earning well now. She's still in the corporate sector. But this is what she has to say. I don't get that satisfaction which I got earlier when I was in the educational sector.
Okay, here what you can do is, you've been working in the corporate sector for some time. Now since you've been already working in the corporate sector and you know that it's not giving you the satisfaction, inform the husband that, this is what it is, and I don't want to further continue in this sector. I am going to the sector where I wanted always to be. See, other person pressurizing you, or ask him why is he pressurizing you at the first place. Understand what is his point, and then work around.
Great.
See, one thing is, here you should learn to stand up for yourself. Otherwise, you can't do this.
Right.
Otherwise, you can't do this. Definitely, you can't do this.
Yes. So, my dear friends, if you really have beautiful goals and you think you could achieve them, no matter who pressurizes, your friends, your family, your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your neighbor, your relatives, it could be the world as well. If you have your goals focused on something, please continue your journey. Don't give up. People may laugh at you, people may hate you, people may ridicule you, people may block your path, but still be persistent and keep continuing your journey to reach your goals. And of course, I'm sure all of you have beautiful goals to reach the future where you think you're going to go there and create an impact in the society. Don't hesitate, to achieve your goals in any given way. Plan A, plan B, plan Z. If plan A to plan Z doesn't work out, again, you start with plan 1, 2, 3, and 4. If plan 1 doesn't work, maybe the second plan, the third, and so on. Am I right, ma'am?
Yes.
You could reach your goals from in any way. It's not that the straight way. You can just go crisscross and you can jump, but you should reach your goal. Don't give up on your goal. That's what I guess you were trying to, put forward today. Am I right, ma'am?
Yes. And one more thing I want to add here is, people will talk whatever they want to talk till you become successful. The day you become successful, they're not gonna talk. They're not gonna ask you. They're not gonna question you to what you're doing, why you're doing. It's till the point that they'll talk from your back, ask you any kind of questions till you become successful. So if you want to become successful, you need to go laser focus to reach where you want to reach.
I love that, laser focus. That's wonderful. We'd like to thank all our friends and our audience, and as well as those people who connected with us, our friends, who connected with us and asked us those questions. We were able to make them feel good, to give them an insight into how they should take their life ahead. Thank you so much, dear friends, for all those beautiful questions. And thank you, ma'am, for being there to answer all those questions. And thanks for leading the platform today on goal setting. We are very much thankful to you. And of course, we will, I should say, like, we are humbled because you are ready to take in the toughest question being posed by our guests over here. That's really wonderful, ma'am. Thank you so much. And we'd love to have you once more on our session here at this platform called as the International Fab Talk Show. Like, I'm just getting something in my mind to ask you another question. Now,
go ahead.
Just one last question, ma'am. There is a senior citizen, of course, not present now on our platform, not among the audience now here as one of our guests. That senior citizen, he's 72 years old. And he says, I have a mission in life, but my health is not permitting me. I need the support of the younger generation to help me to reach my goal. is there something you would like to share for this particular gentleman?
If I was one of that person, I must have, made all my way to make that or that mission or that vision for him a possible one.
Wow.
See, because when you are when a senior citizen or an elderly person coming in asking the younger generation today, why can't we do that for them? Because they've already lived their life, and it must be one of the last or few wishes which they want to see it running in reality. Make it happen, I'm saying. And that is another thing which brings smile on my face when you see the other person's dream becoming a reality and running in reality today.
Wonderful.
Because unfortunately or fortunately, Walt Disney, who started Disney World, is no more to see the Disney World running, but he created that massive, place which even a 5-year-old kid, when he or she gets the ticket, starts jumping, isn't it? So why not, make that dream of that senior citizen a reality and show?
Yes. Yes, dear friends, this is what we'd love. All the youth out there, if there is anybody who needs your help, who needs assistance in order to fulfill their goals and dreams, especially the senior citizens, just give a hand. Reach out to them and just help them to reach their goals before they leave this world. So, dear friends, with this, we'd love to end our session. Thank you so much, Ms. Darshini Shivakumar. Thank you very much. And of course, all our guests, thank you so much for being today on this platform. Ma'am, one last word from you. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us? One message?
It's not a statement, it's not a phrase, but it is this one line. You should not get scared of people. You should not get scared of your teachers. You should not get scared of the society. The only one thing you should be scared of is that being in this life and you're not being able to achieve your goal. That is the one thing you should be scared of, nothing else.
Yes.
Because life is the journey where you are given a chance to achieve your goal, and use it in that positive way to see that bigger picture. That's what I want to give one message today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, dear ma'am. Take the risk, my dear friends. Risk is better than regret. Do not regret and give up on your goals. Keep working hard. We love you so much. And if you love our work as well, we've been receiving a lot of love from you. Thank you so much. Stay connected. And if you like our work, please like, share, and subscribe. Stay blessed. See you soon yet again with another talk show on a beautiful topic. Again, of course, with Miss Darshini Shivakumar, our resource person. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.